Ladies and gentlemen, Socrates!
Hermes. Hey, hope you don't mind a lot of English. I can do Dutch, but expect to have good Nederlands, y'all. It's a little bit better, but even so, it's hard when you try to do comedy, so I see if I can feedback or not. Well, it'll be a surprise when it comes up. So I just came in from Amsterdam. I took a train in here through the Arnhem, of course, and took a little walk across the John Frost Bridge. It's not really that far. So even though that's the bridge too far. Exactly, yeah, thank you, appreciate it, I thought it'd be a whole lot harder to get to, so I'm doing a little thing now since we're doing different things tonight. So I'm doing a YouTube show called Socrates Explains Everything. And if you like, I'll explain it. It's, see, my name is Socrates, and I like to explain things. Yeah, thank you. I'm also really good at titles. It's something I'm proud of that. So today I was doing a little thing called infamy versus fame versus infamy. Or if you like, being famous versus being infamous. Because we're right here at the foot of an incredibly famous bridge. Like I said, the John Frost Bridge, which is more famously known as the Bridge Too Far, which is what it's famous for. But from the British perspective and the British military, it's essentially an infamous bridge because they lost a very gallant attempt, 3 days fighting. Eventually they lost and were captured. So it's being famous for a good thing versus being famous for a bad thing. And I think an easier explanation would be the fact that when I was growing up in the 70s and 80s, Bill Cosby was famous. And now he's infamous. So that's a little lesson to the kids out there. If at all possible, go for famous. Try to avoid infamy if at all possible. That's just my own little suggestion to you. And let me see here, because like I said, we're doing new things. So another one I was talking about recently was Brexit, since Hermes brought it up. The idea behind Brexit basically is the fact that it's the better deal, And basically capitalism has made it so we're all struggling constantly to get ahead, so everybody would prefer a better deal. We all know that we deserve a better deal, and politics is about popularity. So when someone offers you a better deal, people jump all over it. So the whole thing behind Brexit is, are you being screwed? Yes, I am. Would you like to have a better deal? Yes, I do. And this is essentially summed up in the expression, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Have you heard of this? Essentially, it means what you have is better than what you might have. As what a Brexiteer would tell you is bullshit. There could be 6 birds in that bush. There could be a pony. It could be a unicorn pony. I will pet his mane and I would call it Whiskers. Do you know why? Because he's got cute whiskers. I said I was really good at naming things. That's just an example of it. So, some of these things you work them in your brain. You got to see how they work on stage, and then you got to try to not do a little bad segue in the middle of it. So, I've been living here in the Netherlands now about 10 years, and I think I'm starting to turn Dutch lexic because I can no longer tell if it's 52 or 25. I wanted to tell that joke outside of Holland, but it wouldn't really fly. So, they say it's, I before E, except after C, unless it's sounding like A. But of course the A is an A, and the E is an A, and the I is an E. It gets very confusing after a while, They'll tell you there's no I in team, but there's also no I in Dutch. Hey, if it makes you feel better, the other people are Dutch, so this is only a few minutes. I'm driving out your stage, sorry. Hey, I appreciate none of you. I know it's a little more awkward for you guys to leave than they are, but nonetheless, where was I? I don't even remember anymore. So yeah, I was looking for a job. Although I finally gave up, I decided to give it up for Lent, along with my religion. Yeah. Whoops, one's going. Hey, not a problem.
Yeah, it's just it's
Oh, I can be quiet. Like they said, it was a bit too loud. I don't know if they're turning it down enough. But I tried to join the Jehovah's Witnesses for a while. I thought it would open doors for me. Boy, was I wrong. And so I recently decided to try to stay in shape, worried about my health, etc. So I decided to join a hot yoga club. And the woman took one look at me and said I did not qualify. Yeah, people are so, what's the word? I forgot a word. Isn't it horrible? People are so I'm gonna stay here and remember it. Simple. I can't think of it. Anyway, so I ended up joining a okay-looking yoga club. And boy, those people ugly. it helps if I don't screw it up. See, he's getting part of it. See, there was a joke in there. This is when you develop material, you kind of work on it a little bit until you get it better. That was halfway there, you know, so. Yeah, people are so, I can't think of that goddamn word. That's so annoying. So yeah, a buddy of mine, he just recently suffered a burnout, and which, you know, I'm in the America in the 70s, we had that all the time, but it was mostly because I smoked too much weed, you know. They seemed really happy, so I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I was in Scotland recently, and it's a lot like here. It rains all the time, but everything's like 2 miles away uphill, and you know, I don't know if you know, but the Dutch, they have a word they call it pig rain. Have you heard this? Because it's always fucking raining. It's always fucking raining. If you were in Scotland for a week, that would work in your brain better. Because he got it. At least I got one on it. That's all. You know, I thought it was a crazy thing to say. So, so yeah, I tried the vegan bacon. I don't know if you've had this. It's really, really good. You know, assuming you don't mind cannibalism. See if I can land one person. It's not always the same person, but it's one at a time. So if you have any questions for Socrates Explains Everything, now is a good time to start thinking of it, because I'm coming, I don't know where I am on time, but I'm coming, I can keep going, but all the thing I have mostly left are some knock-knock jokes about Donald Trump. So anybody have a question for Socrates Explains Everything? No? Anybody? No? Gotta get started? All right, fine. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Donald Trump.
Donald who?
See, he would be really hurt if he's the president of the United States, you know? He loves to be known. The fact that you all don't know who he is so painful. If he knew this, it would be so painful for him. I'll explain it to you this way. Donald Trump used to be famous, and now he's becoming infamous. How much time should I continue on? That was more or less. I can keep going. I got pages of stuff. I can keep going on.
You got 3 minutes.
3 minutes? Sure, fine. So, like I said, I'm an American. I was born in New Jersey. My dad's Greek, but my mom's American. And since they really wanted me to fit in, well, naturally, they made me Socrates. Thank you. Now, if you don't know about him originally, Socrates 1 or Socrates Prime, if you want to use his Transformers name, he got himself in trouble when he questioned the new system of government that the Greeks were trying out called democracy. See, he was worried that if the voters did not understand the issues, that they could be manipulated into voting for something stupid. Yeah, it's laughable now, but in the ancient time, it was a real word. They even had a name for it. They called it the Brexodus of Trumpus. Yeah. So you can learn from history, but you got to read the books, is all I'm saying. So a buddy of mine recently, he bought himself a dog, and the guy's a nihilist. And yet, he names his dog Karma. But it's a male dog. So when people find out the dog's name, invariably people say, hey, Karma's a bitch. He says, no, man, Karma's just a dog. You make your own reality. So my reality is I'm here in Arnhem in the Netherlands, and it's half raining, and I didn't get wet. And I appreciate you all so much. I've been enjoying my little English set. Now I'm going to introduce the next comedian. And I'll do this with bad Dutch because, you know, we're going to transition back from this.